Hi everyone, this is Professor Hull and this is our Brightspace walkthrough of our online course for English 211, Technical and Professional Writing. This is my list of classes and this is Tech and Professional Writing. I'm going to make that a little bigger. There we go. Looks like somebody's typing. So I just wanted to do this quick walkthrough. There's my lovely face and my dog. To do this quick walkthrough so that you guys would be familiar with where to find things. So I'm entering the student view so you can just see how things are going to look when you get into the class. First, you can see that we've got a module for each week. You can find them down here or you can find them under content. So you can go either place. For that information. Over here on the right hand side are all of your due dates. It looks like you have a lot, but there are basically the unit every week. I have a due date for that module, so just kind of be aware of that. So when you go into course content or just content here, by the way, on that course homepage that we were just on, you can see all of the announcements. Now, right now there aren't any because I'm recording this a couple days before our class opens, but there will be an announcement once every week, a little video of me telling you what's coming up, and then a list of your assignments. You can find those assignments also here in content. The table of contents gives you a full rundown of everything, as well as up at the top here are your textbooks. So your textbooks are free. I use Open Educational Resources, also known as OER, so you don't have to pay for any textbooks for this class. You're welcome. But there are two different textbooks. The first one is Bay College, the second one is Oregon, and each week I point out which textbook we're going to be looking at. Sometimes you have nothing from either, and sometimes you have both, but there's two different ways you can get these. The first is this PDF. You can view it directly here or you can download it from here. And then the second is a link to that same PDF or that same information online. So you can have the PDF version or the online version, either one. Each week is set up the same way. So you have a little explanation of what we're doing that week, what to read, what to watch, and then what to do for your homework. Then that module is broken into sub-modules. The first one has your learning materials. The second one has your assignments. So this is from week 1. I'm going to go over to week 5. So you can kind of see, just set up the same way. Description, what to read, what to watch, any homework that you have. Then those assignments are also down here for your learning materials. So the links that I link in the description can also be found down here. So you can click on the link directly and go to YouTube to watch that little mini lecture, or you can click on the video in Brightspace and watch it right in Brightspace. You can also click back and forth to go to the previous learning material or the next one right there at the top. And then also underneath all of the learning materials, if I can get back there real quick, in that same module folder, you'll see this is the submodule with just the learning materials. This is the submodule with just the assignments. So you can view those submodules separately, or if you click on the full module here for week 5, you can see both. So sometimes people get into a submodule and they can just see the learning materials. They're not sure where to find the assignments. You can always find them over here on the left, or if you click on the full module title, week 5, week 6, whatever week we're in, you can find the assignments there as well. Another way to look at your assignments is by going directly up here to Course Tools, and you can go just to assignments, just to discussions, or just to quizzes. So if you want to see, for example, all of the assignments for the term and whether or not you've submitted it, what your score is, and then my comments should be in that box right there. You can view that I try to grade things as soon as I'm able to, week to week. So you will always, for this class, you can always know what your grade is. The whole course is open to you at the beginning of the term, but I do suggest that because of the time it takes and the peer feedback, the discussions, I do suggest that you do things week to week. But it's open for you so that you can see everything, right? You can know what's coming up and how things are laid out. So I'm going to go back in here to content. I will say too about your grades, every assignment that you have, I'll go into this one here, has a full description of that assignment, and then it also has a rubric for you to view. So if you go down here to assessment, you can see how you're being graded. All the categories and all the points for the categories are there. It might total up to a different point amount than what your assignment states, but it doesn't matter because basically it's done by percentages. So let's say this assignment is out of 20 points, the rubric says 25, the computer kind of does the math and figures that out for us. So all of the rubric things are right there for you. So every time you know what's coming up, what the assignment description will be, and how you're going to be graded on it. The same is true of your discussions. Those have a rubric as well. And then you'll also have quizzes, which are automatically graded. The layout of this class. So basically, the first couple weeks, we have an introduction where we talk about the differences between technical and academic writing. What is technical writing? What is professional writing? How is it different from like essays and the kind of writing that you've done for school in the past? Our week 2 is kind of a building block assignment to learn about the concept of audience and how to analyze who your audience is, and then how to edit for an intended audience. This is going to be an important part of some of your long-term projects later. Then we get into your first long-term projects. So weeks 3 through 6 are working up to writing an instructional manual. This is a type of technical writing, and if it sounds overwhelming right now, don't worry. We're working on it in steps over that time period. So a little bit in week 2, but really weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. In week 7, we're going to talk about grammar and editing, and you'll have a reflection on your first long-term project, that written manual with instructions and images. So you kind of have a breather for a little bit, and then you will be editing that manual and doing a revision on it. And that brings us up to the midterm point, when we learn how to edit for clarity and conciseness and active voice versus passive voice. Then we have another week that's kind of a little bit of a breather, where you'll be working on doing a resume. If you have one already, make it even better, right? Revise it and update it and all of that. And you'll be starting your second long-term project, which is going to be a business proposal. So again, we're going to work on that in steps from weeks 10 all the way to week 14. Then you'll be turning in the full business proposal. After that point, again, we'll have a week as kind of a breather, learn a little bit more about grammar and editing, and have a final reflection. And then for the final week, we have the final version of the business proposal. So all revised, edited, updated, etc. So basically the way that this class is laid out, it's called Technical and Professional Writing. The first half of the course looks at technical writing and creating technical documents. The second half of the course looks at professional writing and creating professional documents. Things that you are going to be working on in here are writing instructions, having a cover letter, writing a professional email, creating a business proposal, writing an executive summary, doing market research on consumers, clients, and possible competition, creating images and graphics with diagrams and labels and all of that kind of thing. And essentially, what I like about this class is that It's based a little bit more in the real world than some of your other college writing classes might have been. And the second is that it really is going to be personal to you. The two projects that you're going to be working on really are going to be based in your knowledge, what you know, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, and then you're going to be doing some practical research on those two projects or for those two projects. And the kind of skills you learn in here are things that you can take with you into the real world. So I hope that this helps show you a little bit of where things are laid out and how to find them. Again, you can look at announcements under course tools and see all of the announcements, or you can see it in your course home on the course homepage. You can find assignments in each module or on the assignments page. Similarly, discussions and quizzes can be found either through those modules or on those individual pages. You can check your grades at any time. They should get updated as you go with my comments and your grade relative to the number of points available. And anytime you have questions, just let me know. I do have an office on campus, and I will be having office hours throughout each week. Throughout our term. So that's it. If you have questions, just email me. And if you are confused about where to find things, you can always come back to this video. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you in class.